Telling Cafe, and today is Tuesday, so it is International Young Tellers Day. But at the moment, at this very second, it's International Young Teller. It is from Punjab, the amazing Yasname. Hopefully, she'll be joined by other people, but anyway, a round of applause for Yasname, please. And so she will tell us at least one story, maybe two stories, maybe three stories, maybe five stories. You never know with Yasname how many she's got in her head. But Yasname, could you just tell the story again that you just told to Mike and Baba and myself? Because it was magnificent. Thank you.
Yes.
Over to you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine, and today I'm going to narrate you the story of a naughty chick. In a farm, there lived a naughty chick. Its mother hen was tired her best to look after him. He would never stop at one place and roam around. She would take care of him so that he does not get into any trouble. One hot afternoon, the mother hen wandered off looking for food. The little chick followed close behind. Then suddenly the little chick spotted a pea pod lying down. He curiously opened that pod and saw a pea inside. This looks delicious. Let me eat it, thought the chick. The pea was too big for that little chick, but he still popped that into his mouth. As soon as he did that, the pea got stuck in his throat. The chick tried to cough. Then he tried to spit it out, but all in vain. The mother hen saw her little one in great pain, coughing. The chick pointed to his throat, indicating that the pea was in his throat. That pea is too big for your throat. Why did you eat it? Scolded mother hen. She tried to remove the pea from the chick's throat, but her beak was very short to do this. I know Crane. She may help us. Let's go and ask her for help. Her beak is long, and I'm sure she will be able to remove the pea, said the mother hen. So the mother and the chick set off to the crane's house. There the mother hen told the crane what had happened. Please remove the pea from my little one's throat. He is in pain. I would be so very grateful to you, pleaded mother hen. Oh, that should be no problem at all, said the crane. She asked the little one to look up. When he did, she put her beak into his throat and pulled that big pea out of his throat effortlessly. The mother hen and the chick thanked the crane, and the chick was never naughty from that day. Thank you.
So very occasionally, parents do know what they're talking about. That's a brilliant story, Yasname. You're still by yourself, so have you got another story for us?
Yes, I have one.
In fact, at the moment, it is the Yasname show. Okay, after you, please tell us a story, Yasname.
Yes, I can narrate. So this is a story named The Crow, the Turtle, and the Deer. On the bank of a pond, there lived a crow on a tree. He had two friends. One was the turtle that lived in pond, and the other was the deer that lived in forest nearby. Every evening, the three would meet at the pond and chat for hours together. One late afternoon, a hunter came there. Seeing the pond, he cheered, "Aha, water! I was dying for thirst." And he rushed to the pond. Suddenly, he spotted something on the ground. On a closer look, he realized that those were the marks of deers. It seems a deer comes to the pond. That would surely make a good catch, thought the hunter. And so he set a leather trap near the pond and went away. To return the next morning, a few hours passed by, and it was time for the three friends to meet. And then the deer ran towards the pond, and as soon as he stepped onto the trap, his feet got caught. Ouch! He cried. The crow and the turtle rushed towards him. It's quite painful, said the deer. I'm sure the hunter would come here before sunrise, said the turtle. Till then, the turtle must try to bite off the leather with his sharp teeth. And early in the morning, I shall obstruct the hunter's way, this place, and delay him, added the crow. The turtle started severing the trap, and while the crow flew towards the highest branch of the tree, where he could keep an eye on the hunter who was coming, time passed quickly. That night, the turtle kept on biting the leather, but it was too hard to bear. Soon it was dawn. The crow became alert. Suddenly, he saw the hunter walking towards the pond. He saw the hunter and pecked his hair. A crow? Early in the morning? That's bad, murmured the hunter, and sat down behind the bush. The crow kept hovering around him for some time. Then he thought, by now the turtle must have freed the deer. He quickly flew towards them. The turtle was cutting the leather, but nothing had happened. Fast, turtle, fast, said the crow. The hunter is coming. He's just approaching. The turtle cut and opened the last trap. Beat it, boy, snapped the crow and flew away from there. The deer ran for his life, but tired of the night-long hard work, the turtle could not even move by an inch. When the hunter came to the spot, he found that the deer had escaped. Instead, a turtle lay there. So what if I could not get a deer? This is turtle. It isn't a bad hunt at all, he said, and carried the turtle in his big sack. Now the crow and the deer had been watching all this from a safe distance. I have a plan to rescue the turtle, said the deer. He helped me in my difficult time. As the hunter came that way, the deer pretended to be hurt. Yes, the deer is limping. I can easily catch him now, thought the hunter. He kept his sack on the ground and ran towards the deer. As planned earlier, the deer led him into deep forest. When the hunter was far off, the deer turned around and took his speed towards the sack. Meanwhile, the crow had already freed the turtle. Slowly, the turtle crawled out of the sack into the pond. The crow flew away and perched high on his tree. The deer disappeared into the thick forest. After running in vain for a while, the hunter returned to the pond. But to his disappointment, he could not find anything. He could only see his empty sack. What a bad luck, he muttered and went on his way. Thus, the three friends saved each other and remained united ever after. Thank you.
Stronger united than apart, eh? Brilliant. Brilliant. Now that's just so Yasname can get her breath back. Have your comment, Babasi.
Is water wet? Are elephants heavy? Jasname, as you know, I think of you as family. One of the things I most like about your storytelling technique is your rhythm, your tone, and the way you use your voice. And often storytellers, when they have a natural rhythm, when their inflections can just flow with the story, you know, that's something a lot of storytellers take years to perfect. But I am amazed at your young age, and that's a compliment, that you have this ability right now. The way your rhythm, your tone, your inflections, the way you engage the audience, it's amazing. So to me, you're very jazzy. I love the music called jazz, and jazz to me is very expressive, and you are very expressive. Thank you.
Everything that Baba C just said. Mike, have you anything to add to that?
Yes, again, everything Baba C said, but less well expressed. I just love hearing Jasna May. I mean, if there's only going to be one person here to tell, I'm so glad it's Jasna May, because she just does such a good job.
Well, now, I hate to ask you, Jasna May, because I know you're very shy. Have you got a third story for us?
Actually, I don't have a story, but I have a poem that I can recite.
Well, a poem would be fantastic.
She could count to 10 and we would be engaged.
Yeah. Don't encourage that. Off you go, Jasna May.
So the poem's name is The Village Blacksmith. Under a spreading chestnut tree, the village smithy stands. The smith, a mighty man is he, with large and sinewy hands. And the muscles of his brawny arms are strong as iron bands. His hair is crisp and long and black. His face is like the tan. His brow is wet with honest sweat. He earns whatever he can and looks the world in the face, for he owes not any man. Week in week out, from morn till night, you can hear his bellows blow. You can hear him swing his heavy sledge with measured beat and slow, like a sexton ringing the village bell when the evening sun is low, and the children coming home from school, looking at the open door. They love to see the flaming forge and hear the bellows roar and watch the burning sparks that fly like chaff from threshing floor. He goes on Sunday to the church and sits among his boys. He hears the parson pray and preach. He hears his daughter's voice singing in the village choir, and it makes his heart rejoice. It sounds to him like his mother's voice singing in paradise. He needs must think of her once more, how in grave she lies, and with this hard, rough hand he wipes a tear out of his eyes. Toiling, rejoicing, sorrowing, onward through life he goes. Each morning sees some task begin, each evening sees it close. Something attempted, something done, has earned a night repose. Thanks to the D, my worthy friend, for the lesson thou hast taught. Thank you.
Thank you. And Jasna May, you probably took Mike all the way back to his school days with that poem.
Yeah, it was the latest release when I was at school. It was a brand new thing.
It was one of those poems that there was that, the night train and the highwayman and ships were the four poems that got me into poetry, because I loved the sound of them. And you captured that sound and rhythm there, Jasna May, as always. So, and it's also a world that's disappeared. So the Village Blacksmith, you can drive around England and you can see lots of small places that used to be the blacksmith's place, and they're now being converted into cottages. But that poem is a picture of England that it wasn't even there when I was young, but it was. I was always disappointed. Occasionally, you'd find a blacksmith, but not very often. So,
Yeah. It seems to be a farrier, doesn't it, these days?
Well, yeah,
the farrier.
Yeah, but there's not people making the iron gates and things.
I enjoyed the poem. It did not take me back to days of yore, Mike and John Rowe, but it did remind me, John Rowe, you made a statement, it did remind me of, I think, my first introduction to poets when I was in what we call junior high. And it reminded me of poets like, now you know the heads just went out of my head, Paul Laurence Dunbar, no, Langston Hughes and Paul Laurence Dunbar.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, a poem has been popping up in my head called When Melindy Sings, which I'm not going to do. It's a very long poem. It's a very beautiful poem. And but you took me back to the days when I was first discovering poetry and back to the days when I first started writing poetry, which were not the same years. So thank you, Jasna May.
And thank you. And with that would have fitted in because it's much more of that rhythm. Claude Mackay, who influenced Langston Hughes in enormous amount, and
Wow.
who came to America from Jamaica, and was a very early part of Jasname.
Oh, one little thing.
Can I finish the sentence?
Yes, you may. One sentence.
Jasname. These poets that Babasi and I are talking about were part of a movement called the Harlem Renaissance, which was a group of artists based in Harlem in New York, and a group of African-American artists, and they changed the world, really. They changed the artistic world in America.
And John Rowe just usurped what I was going to say, because ironically, but that's okay, John Rowe. I you know what? I appreciate your knowledge about my culture. I really do. You're a walking. Yes, that's what you are, walking of knowledge. Today is February 1st. So I think it's very apropos. This is the first day of Black History Month here in the United States. And I just want to share a real quick bit, and this is for Jasna May's benefit as well. January 1st is African American History Month in the United States. It started out as Negro History Week. A lot of people think it was thrust upon us because it's the shortest month in the year. But Carter G. Woodson, who's called the father of African American history, he chose February because two of his historical heroes, Lincoln and Douglas, Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln, were born in February. So he chose that week, because their birthdays are about a week apart, to highlight African American history. Back then it was called Negro American history. His hopes were that one day it would no longer be necessary. However, it's still necessary, and it's great discovery. And I just find it amazing how your poem took me back to then. And thank you, John Rowe, for allowing me to share that.
Okay, and you managed to carry on long enough for not only was it very educational what you were saying, and to finish that, the Black History Month in Britain is in October for equally historical reasons, which I've forgotten, but I did know. But Princess D has joined us.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yes.
Whoa. So.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you all?
I'm feeling good. We're getting ready for our festival in 2 weeks' time in Marrakesh. There will be the young tellers at the usual time, 4:30 English time, on the Tuesday. We'll be doing that live from Marrakesh, and of course everyone else can join in. Jasname, and everyone else. So that would be magnificent. So how are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Doing good. And Princess D wishes to join. She'll take little 5 minutes more. Just
That's
a minute. Let me call her. Let me call.
John Rowe.
Yeah.
May I tell Jasmine May that she might want to check out Sunday's program because she was part of my story. Jasmine May, you know, we meet on Sundays at 6 p.m. British time.
Yes,
but
I know.
I did a story and I named one of the characters of my story after you. So you might want to go back and listen to that. I think it was near the beginning of the program. But
Actually, I don't join that because it's 1:30 a.m. here, and
no, but you can find it in the archive.
yes,
I find in recording.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're saying. So you can go back and look in that. I think you will be pleasantly surprised and hopefully entertained.
He put you as a nice character.
Yes. And you may hear a character called Rojan. It's really John Rowe. So I'm telling you that because all the adults missed it. But anyhow, I think you will enjoy it. And you were a very good character. And you are a very good character.
So, Avalesha, how's your daughter getting on? Is she nearly with us?
Yes, yes. Actually, she's having her dinner. She's taking little time.
That's
She's
okay.
taking little time.
We can. Eating dinner is essential.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So
didn't you have a presentation on Monday?
Who? Me?
Yes.
Mine. No, not yet.
No? Okay, that's all right.
I was a part of the presentation. Is it over? I had to speak about Midas touch, Midas touch.
That's what I was talking about.
It was 5 minutes presentation. I did it. It went very well. It was very good. And I shared my experience. Midas touch. I spoke about that.
Midas touch.
Yes.
If I could find the Midas touch, I've been looking for the Midas touch all my life. But I don't want to go all the way there. I don't want everything that I touch to go there.
She used the Midas touch.
Hold on, we got people coming in.
While you're bringing them in.
Yes, we've got
she
Nigeria
used the Midas
coming
touch as a allegory, metaphor for how teachers enrich their students' lives.
Well, I can second that. Right. So, hello, Nigeria. How are you?
Fine.
Right. So we're waiting for Princess D to join us. Yes, Name has told some stories, but she might tell another story a bit later, just so, or repeat the first one or the second one she's told. And I've got a question, yes, Name. Where is the story about the deer, the turtle, and the crow from?
So these stories are from India, and
the Indian story.
They are categorized in Jataka tales.
Okay. So, are we ready in Nigeria to tell a story? And who's coming on first?
No, who's on second?
Right. Are we ready? It'll be a young lady beginning with R, but it depends which R we're talking about.
Me?
Okay, would you like to tell a story?
Yes.
Put on your video. Fantastic. Over to you.
Okay, my name is Radhia, and I'm in Nigeria, Abuja, the capital of Nigeria. Today I'm here to tell a story about
Snow White. Once upon a time, there was a king and queen who lived in a forest. One time, when her mother was sewing, when the queen was sewing with a needle, the needle pricked her hand outside the window, outside the rubber, and the rubber outside the window, and the blood dripped onto the snow. And then the queen said, I wish I had a daughter who was as white as snow, as red as blood, and as black as the rubber on the window. One day, the queen gave birth to a girl. Her skin was so white, her lips as red as blood, and her hair as black as the rubber. And then, sadly, the queen died. So the king married another woman. She was very, very angry. Once she had a magic mirror. Every day, in the olden days, she say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most fairest of all? You are the most fairest of all, my queen. When Snow White grew up, every morning, as usual, she went to her magical mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most fairest of all? Snow White, the princess, is the most fairest of all. But I'm the fairest of all. The mirror said, not any longer. The Princess Snow White is the most fairest of all. So one day, she was so angry that she decided a plan to kill Snow White. She told to her daughter that, oh, come on, go into the woods, go into the woods. And so she went into the woods, and suddenly she was so lost. And she came to a house. There were 7 shirts, 7 trousers, and 7 hats. She knocked on the door, and then when the door was open, she saw a table with 7 chairs and 7 plates and 7 little dwarfs sitting on the chairs. And so she asked, who are you? They said that we are the 7 dwarfs. And so they let her come in. One day, the dwarf said that we are going out, but please don't open the door for anybody. So she stayed there and stayed there and stayed there. And so she had a knock on the door. But she was like, no. they said that I shouldn't open the door to anybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical difficulties.
Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to answer someone's call. Someone was calling me. And soon she looked to the people. The queen disguised it as an old lady, and then while she was at the door, she said that just to give you an apple. She bit one side and poisons the other side of the apple. She gave it to Snow White. She didn't know that she poisoned the other side of the apple. When she bit it, she fell down. And then she collapsed. And then when the four dwarfs came back, they said that, oh, what happened? And then they put her in a beautiful glass coffin, which she lay there, and they put it in the middle of the forest. Every day, a handsome prince would come and admire her. One day, he thought that it's a good idea to keep her in his palace. And so when he rose the coffin up, the bit of apple fell from her lips. And then she opened her eyes. And then when they said, please come to my castle, please come to my castle. And Snow White agreed. And then one day she went to visit the king. And then the king said, what a good man to marry my daughter. And then they got married. One day, as usual, the queen went to her magic mirror and said, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most fairest of all? Snow White, who has been married by a prince, is the most fairest of all. With that, she was so angry. She made an ugly, angry face, which broke the mirror, and then that was the end. The end.
Whoa. That was a fantastic telling of Snow White. That was, and it is quite a long story to get from the beginning and the end of. So, well done. And so, I'm just wondering if a certain person has finished their dinner, has finished eating, and is ready to tell us a tale. Well, Princess D, we'll go. Have we got one sister or two sisters in Nigeria ready to tell? Well, if there's two, we'll start with Princess. We'll go to Princess D, and then we'll go back to Nigeria if you want to get your sisters. Ah, there you are. So, Princess D, over to you. Tell us a story. Lovely to see you.
Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good evening, good morning, good evening. Hello, everyone. I'm Divija, and today I'm here to narrate a story. The name of the story is The Lock and the Key. This is a story of a key, a lane key, something which you use a quite bit in your daily life. So here we go. Okay, Varun, make sure you finish up your breakfast and feed the birds. Oh, Mom, won't you remember I went upstairs to feed the birds? Okay, dear, now I'm leaving, said Varun's mom and left. What a yummy breakfast it was, Varun said. Now he decides to walk. But suddenly he realized that his mom locked him. Oh no, my mom just locked me. How can she do that? Said Varun. Oh God, why don't people just pick me up? I'm feeling so uncomfortable. Are they deaf or dumb? What is happening over here? Can't they pick me up? Are they deaf or dumb? Then Varun said, from where is the voice coming? Said Varun. He just looked around and he saw the key, an oddly shaped thing on the ground. Yay! Shouted Varun. And then he said, would you please help me to unlock? So the key said, yes, I will. And then the story ended. You know, such small things that you use them quite a bit in your daily life can help you so much in these troubles. Thank you.
What a lovely story and a lovely lesson. And I can bear witness to the fact that a lost key is a total disaster, having lost many keys in my life. So, and it is the small things. People say don't worry about the small stuff are lying.
But the key is the true importance, and it only hits us when we lose the key.
True, Princess D. Have we got another story from Nigeria?
Yes.
Well, please tell.
Okay. The name of my story is The Foolish Fish. One day, there was a pond full of colorful and beautiful fishes and lived one crocodile. He said, one day, the crocodile heard two fishermen about how they were going to fish from the pond the next day. So he went to the fish. Fish, I just heard two farmers two fishermen talking about fishing in this pond tomorrow. Please get ready. They said they laughed. We're too smart for them, dear crocodile. We know all their baits. And so the crocodile knew that prevention is better than cure. So he ran away and left the fish alone. The next day, the fishermen came with all their baits, all their nets, all their fishing lines. By the end of the day, they caught so many fish that they were almost everything was finished. The remaining fish cried for their dead and near ones. They said that I wish we had listened to the crocodiles. And then they all learned their lesson and never to be foolish again. The end.
Oh, what I loved about the way that you told that was when the fishermen turned up and you did that with all their bait, all their nets, all their lines. It was just, you built and built on that, and it was a lovely piece of telling that. And even Mike there occasionally has to listen to someone, not very often, but that was wonderful. Now, Yasnami, now you've got some friends here. Have you got a story you want to share with them? Yasnami, are you still with us?
Please give me a minute.
If you want, you could tell the crow story again. I thought that was, so that would follow on beautifully from the fisherman story. So
Yeah, so I'll tell that again.
yeah, so tell that for the people that are here now.
Yes.
Because Radia and her sister weren't there earlier, and neither was Davicha. So, and it's not just about keeping old men and Heather happy. We need to tell to children as well.
Yeah, so I'm going to narrate you this story of the crow, the turtle, and the deer. On the bank of a pond, there lived a crow on a tree. He had two friends of his. One was the deer that lived in the thick forest nearby, and while one was the turtle that also lived in the pond. Every evening, the three would meet at the pond and chat for hours together. One late afternoon, a hunter came there. Seeing the pond, he cheered, "Aha, water! I was dying of thirst." And he rushed to the pond. Suddenly, he spotted something on the ground. On a closer look, he saw marks of the deer. It seems a deer comes to the pond. That would surely be a good catch, thought the hunter. And so he set a leather trap near the pond and went away. To return the next morning, a few hours passed by, and it was time for the three friends to meet. The deer ran towards the pond, and as soon as he stepped on the trap, his feet got caught in the trap. "Ouch!" he cried. The crow and the turtle rushed towards him. "It's quite painful," said the deer. "I am sure the hunter would come here before sunrise," the turtle said. "Till then, the turtle must try to bite off the leather with his sharp teeth. And early in the morning, I shall obstruct the hunter's way to this place and delay him," said the crow. The turtle started severing the trap, while the crow flew towards the highest branch of the highest tree, from where he could keep an eye on the hunter. Time passed quickly. That night, the turtle kept on biting on the leather, but it was too hard. Soon it was dawn. The crow became alert. Suddenly, he saw the hunter walking towards the pond. He suddenly went onto the hunter's head and sat on his ear. "Ah, a crow early in the morning. That's bad," said the hunter, and sat down beside a bush. The crow kept disturbing the hunter and kept on moving around him. Then the crow thought, by now the turtle must have freed the deer. He quickly flew towards them. The turtle was cutting the last thong. "Fast, turtle, fast," said the crow. And just as the hunter was approaching to them, the turtle cut and opened the last trap. "Beat it, boy, you did it," said the crow. And they all flew away. One ran away, but the tired turtle, doing the hard work night long, could not even move by an inch. When the hunter came to the spot, he found the deer had escaped. Instead, a hunter lay there, Ah, so what if I couldn't get a deer? This turtle, it is not a bad hunt, he said, and carried the turtle in a sack. Now the crow and the deer had been watching all this from a safe distance. I have a plan to rescue the turtle. He helped me. I have to help him at any cost, said the deer. As the hunter came that way, the deer pretended to be hurt. Yes, the deer is in pain. I can catch him easily now, thought the hunter. He kept his sack on the ground and ran towards the deer. As planned earlier, the deer led him deep into the forest. When the hunter was far off, the deer turned around and ran towards the sack. Meanwhile, the crow had already freed the turtle. Slowly, the turtle crawled out of the sack into the pond. The crow flew away and perched on his high tree. The deer disappeared in the thick forest. After running in vain for a while, the hunter returned to the pond. But to his disappointment, he could find only his empty sack over there. What a bad luck, he said, and went on his way. Thus the three friends saved each other and remained united ever after. Thank you.
Fantastic. Now, I'm going to break all my usual rules because now, Princess D, did you want to tell a story? Ah, yes.
Yes.
Well, tell a story. Tell another story. There's always time for you to tell an extra story.
Yeah. Hello everyone. I'm with the puppet story to share. I have made these socks puppets for narrating the story. The name of the story is Anya and Anya with chocolates. Anya loved eating chocolates. She loved eating lots of chocolates. And what a yummy chocolate that was. Maybe I should get some more from the gas station. Hey, you just have to complete your homework, dear. Why won't you do that? Oh, Mom, just leave me alone. I want some more candies. Just stop it. Mom, just go away. I want myself alone now. Okay, as you wish. My tasty, tasty chocolates. What yummy chocolates I have. Next morning, she felt something bad with her teeth. Something bad is going on there. What happened? What happened, dear? Mom, I just have some pain in my teeth. Mom, just help me out. I told you not to eat chocolates, but you did not. Oh, Mom, please help me. So, I think that you understood the story, that we should not eat chocolates, otherwise the same can happen with you too. So before we end the story, Mom, let's go to the dentist.
Wonderful. Now I'm going to go around everyone and ask them to speak about everyone else. Yes, Name, as you've been here from the beginning, what would you like to say to your other tellers?
I would like to say I loved hearing Radia's version of the Snow White, and I loved that story. And I liked the way she narrates. And Divija's, I loved her props and the way she narrates. So thank you.
Fantastic. And Radia, what have you got to say?
I love the stories, especially Princess Divija's own. I love the puppets. I mean, how did you make it?
I made it with the old socks. I made it with the old socks that were not of use. That was just weight. And then I just made it best out of ways. It was my project. But technically, I just made it in the locker to narrate the stories.
Okay, that was nice. Can I borrow the story?
Of course, you can.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Now, Davija, what would you like to say to everyone?
Everybody was nice as always. And the version of Radhia, I was just having my dinner and just listening to her Snow White's new version that she made and narrated. That was lovely. And Jasname was superb. And this, I think that I had heard the story before, and yeah, it was great. And everybody was good, and of course Radhia, she just did it amazing. She just did everything amazing. And thank you.
Thank you. Now,
If I
Heather.
was-
Heather, what have you
Thank
got?
you.
What have you got to say to our young talents?
Oh, well, I have missed all of you so much, missed hearing your stories. So I'm delighted to be back. I can't always come along on a Tuesday night because I teach harp to a pupil, and sometimes it's like 5:30 before I'm finished and 5:45. So I don't come on live. But I just really enjoyed those stories and the enthusiasm and just everything about them. Magic. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Heather. And thank you for making the effort to get here. Mike, would you like to add? I know you talked about Yasname, but would you like to talk about the other two?
Yeah, it's just so good to see these young storytellers and the confidence they have and the way they can tell the stories. I just love it. And I'd never heard that ending for Snow White before with the mirror breaking.
Yeah, I love the
It
idea.
might be standard, I don't know, but I've never heard that one.
Yeah, it normally finishes on happily ever after. I think I've heard it before, but it caught me by surprise as it did you.
Yeah.
Baba C.
Princess is Radija. Is that the right princess I have this morning? No. Say your name for me, Princess.
Radia.
Radia. Okay. Ooh, I just got admonished, but that's all right. Princess Radia, I get a kick out of watching. That's a good thing. I get a lot of joy out of watching you tell the story, of seeing your brain twirling and whirling and listening to the rhythms that you have. And I'm not sure who has more fun when you tell stories, you or me, but please keep it up. I think you're wonderful.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Princess Davija, pardon me for this colloquialism, but girl, you always are amazing and growing. I was not ready for the puppets. I guess you socked it to me. That was for John Rowe and for Mike, but I enjoy that. And you and Jasname have this way of, just as we think we've heard your best, you give us something more. So I love your puppets. I love how both of you use cutouts and puppetry and props. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Jasname, you know you're my niece from another family. Okay. And so I hold you, maybe this is unfair, but I hold you to a higher standard, and you never fail to deliver. I love your rhythm. I love the twinkle in your eyes. I love the way you are, how you and Princess Davija are growing more and more confident. Let me put it this way. I am so glad that John Rowe and Mike and I are not in a competition with you and the other young storytellers today, because we would be in trouble.
They would wipe the floor with us.
They would. They would.
Thank you, Baba C.
Oh, there's one thing, John Rowe, and you appreciate this. You know who I missed today?
Yes.
Yes, but she'll
Now-
be with us on other platforms.
Right now, in 2 weeks' time, next week it'll be like this as usual. In 2 weeks' time, we will be doing this live from Morocco, from Marrakesh. We will do it virtually, so you can all join in, and you can bring, as part of the Marrakesh International Storytelling Festival, the young tellers will be part of the festival. So you're going to be part of the Marrakesh International Storytelling Festival. So do come, would come next week anyway, but come there in the broken. I love the broken mirror. That's fantastic. And what we got coming up? We got Stories for Children on Friday, 6 o'clock UK time. That's with Donald Nelson. And he's always fun. He does songs and everything on that. Then on Sunday, we've got our worldwide story round. Davija, you'll get your mum to tell on that, rather than make you do all the work. And Yasname, the same goes for you. And then, but next Tuesday, of course, we have our International Young Tellers. So let's give them all a round of applause. Thank you very much. And Ali, thank you.
Riddles.
Ali, I never asked you what you thought. Do you want to say anything to our young tellers?
Yes, of sure, John. Thank you, dear tellers. Thank you so much for sharing the stories. Thank you for sharing the experience. Thank you so much, and good continues.
Okay, and thank you, Ali, for driving the magic carpet as always.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Princess. Thank you, Jasnami. Thank you, everyone.
Right, good
Pleasure
night,
and honor is
everyone.
mine. That's a good
Bye,
reflection.
everyone.
Good night.
Until the next time, take care, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Everyone say mirror, mirror on the wall. I have a mirror with me right now.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
That's a good reflection on you.
Oh, I'm in the
All
middle.
right.
Bye, then.
Take care.
You can
Thank you,
see
Mike. Thank you,
yourself.
Baba.
Just look, you can
Thank
see
you,
yourself.
everyone.
Thank you, Abimbola.
That's not my name. That's my mom's name.
Okay, sorry.
But thank you.